Hello.
Hey everybody, welcome to TFT, Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with
Mr. O.
and me, Banshee. Hey, and my little squishmallow. Hey Violet, you know what? I was wrong about where I got this. I actually got this from Hallmark. And it was the last one they had on the shelf. Now my memory's coming back to me. Also seeing the little Hallmark sticker on it helped too. But you know, and I'm sure they probably don't have more because they are off on their Christmas thing already. You know, everything for Christmas now. So, but anyway, it's really kind of a nice one. I do like this one.
Anyways, I am multitasking here. I am trying to upload a video while we are also broadcasting from YouTube. And of course, it's something we're very proud of. It's the latest edition of the Unhappy Hour, also known as Where Does It Hurt?
Well, you know, sometimes we have to deal with the pain and the difficulties in our life and meet them head on, you know, and try to find a way to turn the situation around. We really thought the readings this week were very, very good.
We are very proud of this work.
And that is going to appear later today, 6 p.m.
We're thinking it'll probably be able to be scheduled by 6 p.m.
And we're going to be live in the chat. Now, it's a video presentation, so don't come to that show expecting readings. They're readings for the elemental signs of the zodiac that we taped in advance.
Plus,
the world.
We do a reading for the world at large.
Where does it hurt in the world, and how can we make things better?
So that'll be most likely at 6 p.m. But of course, if you are on notifications with our YouTube material, you should get it. It will be a premiere.
Awesome, Violet. Glad to hear that. Hi, Angel Rivera.
Hi, Alicia.
Hi, Alicia. Wow.
Hello to everyone.
Yeah. Hello to everybody. I'll catch up with Violet's list. I've kind of got lost here now. I think my last person's Siama, but I will catch up.
Tidal Wave Tarot.
Tidal Wave Tarot. Hey, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Well, I am going to be using the Healing Spirits Oracle today for our card for the collective. It's an interesting little deck that has either messages from spirits, maybe our ancestors, I'm not sure. Another section that has answers from our guides and spirit guides, etc. And another one that's from sages and masters. I think those are the categories, but I'm not sure.
Hi, Kara.
Kara! Sorry, Sunny's not here, so this is taking Sunny's place right now. Till he comes. You know he will.
He most likely will, but I have it on good authority that he's snoozing upstairs on the daybed.
In the sunlight.
In the sunlight in our little repurposed bedroom up there.
Ooh, I like this card. It's a little ethereal looking here. It's called Natural Healing Power. And I'll take my book. I like that.
Natural Healing Power. Awesome.
Oh, it's probably in the section Healing from Spirit Healers and Helpers, I'll bet. So, let's see. What number is that?
5. 6.
Okay, 6. Natural Healing Power. The best way to bring healing and balance back into a life that is out of sorts is to spend a day in nature. Healing spirits and helpers work hand in hand with Mother Nature, and the goodness and compassion they share is in everything she has to offer. Beauty can be found in everything that is natural, and everything that is natural has the power to heal. Spirit healers and helpers can get closer to you when your mind is open to the natural world, and this is why you must allow yourself to wander in a place where your mind can relax and the healing spirits can fill you with much needed peace. Rejoice in nature's vast garden. And you know, modern medicine has done a lot of wonderful things. Modern medicine has also done some not so wonderful things, hooking us to natural cures and chemicals, etc. Although some of them, you know, it's true some people can't live without. But a number of them come from nature, natural ingredients, that are changed and transformed. But Mother Nature herself has a lot of healing properties out there. What we ingest, the food we eat, the more natural, the better. There are herbal teas and different kinds of herbal medications and vitamins that are helpful. So, seek out your answers in nature, and just getting out in nature really does uplift your spirits.
Well, there's never been a more needed time for us to remember that the earth can heal us, and we can heal the earth and need to. So,
that's
very
what we have
nice
for the
message
collective.
there.
Yeah, I
Hi,
like
Juliet.
this stuff.
I see Juliet has joined us. Hey,
Hi,
it's been a
Juliet.
little while. Welcome back. And Angel, ask us nicely. Oh, Angel, you can go ahead and just say, give me the next oracle card.
All right.
We appreciate civil
Yeah, I'm glad
discourse.
everybody made it with all the time-changing craziness going on and stuff. Good grief.
Yeah, we're hardly cranky at all over that.
But I didn't sleep well, I have to say. It was not a good night for me. So I'm going to probably be really exhausted. As a matter of fact, right before the show started, I tried to sneak in a little snooze.
Well, it did perk up there, didn't it, Violet?
Yeah. Yep. I was wondering where everybody was. I thought, the time change probably threw everybody off.
So I believe Libra is first?
Libra is first. So let's get the show on the road. I'll
All
let you
right,
go
so I'm
ahead.
going to use my Ancestral Path Tarot.
I've switched up some of my decks. I've kept some in.
Hi, Nicole.
But it's mostly moving away from Halloween season now.
Oh, that's cool too, Title.
Hi, Nicole. Get Nicole on the list. Oh, did I get title on the list? Yeah, I did. Okay.
Yes, my Saturn is in my sun sign of Scorpio, so I'm a pretty serious kind of person, really, despite it all. So I'm glad it's gone direct, and of course Saturn is the ruling planet of Capricorn, of which I have a lot of Capricorn in my chart too. So I'm hoping to feel the good effects. So did Libra give us a question, or are we just throwing free cards?
Oh, yeah. What is going on with Libra? I don't recall. I know they were first on the list.
Neither.
What's coming towards me is my question. That's it. What's
Got it,
coming
okay.
towards me? Hi, Scorpio. You made it. We're getting pretty tight here.
Thanks, Violet. You're fine, Scorpio. Don't worry. Okay, so what's coming towards you? Is that your 1, 2, 3?
Yeah, let's do that.
So what's coming towards you? Well, you don't want to hear this, but it's the Ten of Staves. That's the Ten of Wands.
Well,
And that could be a sense of some obligations or some new tasks you've taken on. I'll call them as I see them. They may be burdensome a little bit.
it could be worse. It could be the Ten of Swords, right? Is that?
That's true. That's true.
Ten of Wands just means, that your workload might be increasing right now. Things might be stacking up. You may feel like you're carrying kind of an oppressive load. It's just a matter of figuring out maybe how to manage it. But that's, you asked what's coming, and I think that's what's coming is, a little bit more of a strenuous load that you're going to have to manage.
Well, there's a strong sense of an obligation here. The woman seems to have multiple children, at least 2, that are in differing degrees of needing to be cared for. And children as a metaphor, obligations. And of course, I know you're a parent yourself too, but I think it would be wise to not underestimate the idea that maybe what's coming towards you is an obligation, one that you are aware of, but now hits you with the idea of the time is due for it to come due.
Hi, May. You've made it, I think. But
May.
now we're getting really close to the end.
So Mr. O will stop blathering.
So if you can't stay for your question, May, just type it and Violet will put it in, and we will read for you in the order of the list.
And Shrena has just joined us too.
That might be it.
That might be it. Okay, so why is this important that the sense of burdens, obligations, work, etc. are coming to you? And it's the reversed Eight of Swords. And
Oh.
right away I get the feeling like maybe somebody senses, or it's just destiny or nature, that you now seem to be freed of other obligations or of other things that maybe would have prevented you from taking on these tasks. It could also be a sense of your perception too, that in a sense you perceive that there's really nothing to stop you from taking on something else that may or may not be, giving you a chore or an obligation or that kind of thing.
Well, Libra, I'm kind of thinking here that maybe, you were, I usually do not look at this as a negative, but I
Right.
think why this card is here, why this is important for you to know this is, don't be overconfident right now in thinking that you can take on more than you can handle. Try to be realistic about how you manage about your time management and what you can accomplish and what you can't. And you don't want to overburden yourself. You may have a lot of confidence and drive and feel like you're in a good place right now, but I think the important thing is to make sure that you're not taking on more than you can handle. So where's this heading?
The list is closed.
Yep.
In the last few minutes, several people joined us.
Within under 15 minutes, we've closed our list.
That's actually like
It's
a new
amazing.
record for us.
Yeah.
We use 20 as about a set point for how many we're going to be able to do. And that indicates that we will be going into some overtime. We usually do. But
Well,
we do that.
if you
we
keep
do that-
talking. Let's go.
We do that happily. Happy. Okay, so where is this leading to? It's another 8. It's leading to the 8 of Cups. Whoops, I don't have my camera on.
Wow.
Sorry.
Well-
It leads to the 8 of Cups.
Who needs all this work, right? You just want to get away from it all, And maybe that's what it's leading to is, you're finding a way forward to better ways to manage, not just manage your time, but just what to spend your time on, journeying towards things that are really meaningful to you. In other words, letting the other stuff go. And that's really interesting to me because of this Lenormand here. I want to show you the woman. That's Libra.
Okay, and I'll put her there. And brooms.
It's
Oh, dear.
time to sweep away, the things that are burdening you. Maybe that's what, they're saying here. You're going to realize you're carrying too much of a load. You're working too hard.
Yeah.
Maybe there are things that you could let go of. And you have to feel free to do, maybe you feel more free to do that now, That could be a part of why this card is here. But it's also saying, don't make the mistake of thinking you can manage all of this. There are far better pursuits, maybe that you are even pursuing now, that you can't give the appropriate time and energy towards because you're bogged down here. And so I think here you need to sweep some things out of your life to move towards the things that are most important to you.
So all of this coming to you to really represent maybe a spirit call to saying, sort out really what is too much in your life. You're only human. You have so many things that you are obliged to do. Take care of your children, for example. But there are other things that you want to do that maybe you have to figure out if you really can do them, reprioritize, set them aside for a time being, whatever. You have to pursue what is really in your best interest. And you have to really sort through all of that other stuff.
So I guess it's a cleanup on aisle Libra.
Indeed.
Libra cusp. So clean out what is superfluous, what you might be spending too much time and energy on for no good reason, and focus on the things that will take you places, Good luck with that, Libra.
Good luck, Libra.
All right, let's move on to Kritika. Hi there.
Hi, Kritika.
I'm going to be using my tiny version. He's got the big version of my San Muerte tarot. That's
So we sure have been busy lately.
But we are actually winding down one of our shows, one of our weekly shows. We're doing a final episode of Your Weird Week Monday, where we're going to wrap up previous week and go on hiatus for a while with that show. We may retool it, or we may come up with a different type of reading that we're going to replace it with.
Exactly, and to some degree we may have some retooling of a show here or there, maybe just one really, and or maybe just altering some of the way we film it, like we're playing around with some new studio views, just trying to maybe make it a little easier for us too, as well as, streamline the look.
Okay, so what was the question from Kritika? Did I miss it?
I don't know.
Oh, there it is. Is Anavesh Nagyan and me destined to get married and be in a happy family together? Okay.
Thank you, Violet. There it is.
Thank you, Violet.
Indeed. Well, life ain't perfect, Sometimes we notice things and sometimes we don't.
Well, let's throw 3 cards, I think, and see generally what we get here. Okay. Okay. We have the Hermit upright.
Oh, that's so cute. This is the tarot?
It's the San Muerte, isn't it?
Wow, it's so tiny.
Yes, it is the tarot. It's the back. You recognize the back, right?
I know you were, Violet. I'm being snappy today.
The Lovers reversed.
It's my failing eyes and attention span. That's what's the problem. It's not you.
The Empress reversed. Boy, I hope you've got some light at the end of this tunnel.
Well, there is a ring.
Oh.
Which doesn't want to stand up. Let it roll.
Jeez. Come on.
But to get to the ring, you have to go over the mountain.
Yeah. Okay, so I see a pattern here. Kritika, I'm not going to say it's not going to happen, but I do feel there's some issues here, You might be... I don't know if it's a destiny or not. It's a little bit uncertain. It depends on how everybody approaches, both parties approach the relationship.
What's that one?
That's the Hermit upright. And then we have the Lovers reversed and the Empress. They're all major arcana cards. So there's some major thematic things going on here. And I feel here that, everybody has to work together, be on the same page, and truly love each other, equally. I feel here that, the choices that you make, with each other and what you both want out of a marriage together might be the deciding factors here, if you can agree or not. The Empress reversed here is saying that maybe somebody is feeling a little bit unmotivated about truly working on this relationship and getting it where, marriage needs to be.
Kritika, I don't feel that it's necessarily a good way to look at this as destiny. I don't think that this says destiny says that. It doesn't mean that it's impossible that it won't happen, but it does seem like Banshee's saying here that there are some issues to go through, some struggles, and some of this could relate to feelings of autonomy, of people feeling like, are they really mature enough or accepting enough of being in a relationship or building a situation around a relationship. So maybe either of you may have that question, or maybe it's more likely that Nagyan does. It's hard to say exactly who does. But there is hope, because in a sense there is the idea of wanting to take care of things, and that maybe some things still can develop. It's not clear that they will develop fruitfully, but there is an idea that maybe working through the struggles of the mountain, forging commitment possibly through that process, but there's no sense of really that destiny says it is for sure. It seems like it's going to be work.
Well, I didn't cover the Lenormand yet, and I didn't really cover the Hermit. But I would say about the Hermit that, both parties have to truly, tap into their higher wisdom, their higher knowledge, and also be very, how do I want to say this? Very wise in the choices and decisions you make together. You both have to get on the same page. And so things need to be worked out. And I feel that with the Empress here for some reason. I feel that's a card of, you're going to have to work out whatever issues you have. Maybe you have some disagreements on children. Maybe you have disagreements on where you want to live. Whatever the case may be, that could cause some problems in the relationship. Perhaps it's something even outside of the family. Maybe there's interference by others here, I'm not going to rule that out. But people can't be standoffish with one another. You can't isolate yourself. You've got to really work together on this. And the mountains and the ring, well, it's not saying never, but it is saying there is going to be some obstacles here, some hurdles you are going to face on your journey. So to give you the answer is, I can't say you are destined to marry, but I can't say you're not destined to marry, because it depends on the work, how well the two of you are willing to work together,
It seems like it's a work in process.
To make sure that everything is compatible and agreeable to one another.
So consider asking us again, maybe when you know a little bit more, or giving us a little time, at least several weeks, a month. All right.
I wish you luck with that. Just the fact that the ring is there, it's really
it's not
saying...
a bad sign, yeah.
It's not a bad sign. I think that it just means that this may take a little bit more effort and work to get to that point.
It's been clarified so much, it's butter. I knew somebody that used to say that. So who's up? Is it Sal?
It is.
Also known as Lessa.
Hey, Sal.
Hi, Sal.
Give Sal a moment.
Before we count it down.
And...
all right, that didn't work.
Yep, we do.
The darkness was courtesy of the darkness. No, I thought I had a picture there for our unhappy hour, but I didn't have a picture there. But the unhappy hour, like we mentioned earlier, will probably premiere around 6 p.m. So if you have notifications, you should be notified for it.
Hey, Sal, we're giving you another minute, and that's all. We have to move on today. Busy day, and it's a shame because you were third on the list.
And with it being this packed, there's no guarantee you can get back on necessarily. I guess if you showed up soon you would, but if you showed up much later, there's no guarantee.
All right, we're moving on to Purgati.
Well, whoever gets it, I am using the Uncommon Tarot. A pretty deck that you bought for yourself but gave to me.
I did. I give you lots of things.
Yes.
Headaches,
some of them we can't really talk about.
Headaches, too. Oh, look, it's 71 degrees in here. How'd that happen?
That's outstanding. Oh, Purgati, are you going to be shuffled down to the bottom,
yeah,
too?
Yeah, Purgati, where are you?
No, I get it. I get it, Violet. I mean, to some degree, we're letting you have that. Let's wait not quite a moment. Well, Shirley, you'll be right in line.
We'll get to you, Shirley. Hang in there.
Just tell Violet when we're cutting off.
All right, last call for Pagati.
I see it, Shirley. Don't worry, we got you. It looks like you're next. We're just going to let Violet go through the motions just in case. It wouldn't
Go ahead, Violet.
It wouldn't be the first time that somebody showed up literally right as we did it, or...
No, I think we're going to say no.
No, you're not being too forward. Don't worry about it.
I think we're going to say no. All right, Shirley, we've got you.
All right.
Okay, so you want to know if your business is going to improve this week. Let's see what we got. 3 cards.
All right, our first card, Shirley, you're welcome, of course, is the Moon reversed. I like that.
Yeah, let's put them all out there.
And then the next one is the reversed 8 of Coins, or also known as Pentacles or Discs. And then the final card is the renamed Hierophant called the Wise One, but it's number 5 and it looks like the Hierophant. So then we have the Sun and the Heart. Aw.
It's interesting. And that's the 8 of Coins reversed?
Yes.
You know, I almost think I kind of want to say that I guess you're going to realize or find out that it's, you know, kind of, how I could go 2 ways with this, really. You may find out that, you know, it may be business as usual is what I want to say here. So if things have been kind of slow, I almost think it might stay that way, and that's because of the 8 of Pentacles here. I'm just getting the feeling like, you know, this card can often mean you're not up to the challenge or you're not wanting to be motivated to work. But I think in this case and with this question, it's saying to me, you're not going to have a lot of work to do.
Well, it could also mean, too, because, you know, I look at the Hierophant and he's retitled Wise One. I wonder if the work is happening on an inner level, that maybe you'll have more opportunities to at least brainstorm or think, strategize where you want to go. It may be that you might find you have to make some really drastic changes or accept some drastic situations to move it along or to change it ultimately to something else. But I'm wondering if that could be part of it too, and that it's also a process of finding out that maybe you need to really dive deep within yourself, decide what you can accept, what is acceptable. A lot of times the Hierophant talks about things that we can accept or things that we feel are just too off the cuff, you know, and so maybe this is a time for you to look at some of those things too.
I don't know. I just feel like, well, for me, the Hierophant is like business as usual. In other words, you're going to be going through kind of the same old motions. And, you know, you will find out that, but maybe there is something to what Mr. O says because of the Moon reversed here, you know, that something could be revealed to you. Maybe this is a week of networking more than actual business coming in, you know, networking with somebody, with, you know, people in your field and what you do. I feel here, you know, that the Heart and the Sun, you know, because I'm not getting a good vibe necessarily or a moving vibe off of these cards, I just want to say that I feel here you're really longing for better success. I think here this week is still leaving you feeling, I wish things could improve more than they have. And that's kind of the way I see it because of the way the other cards fell, is my intuition.
Right. I may have painted a little bit more of a rosy picture, but some of this also feels, too, like maybe if there are colleagues of a sort or people who normally would give you advice, you may feel like they're not as worthwhile, or they're not holding up certain parts of a bargain that may be between you. And of course, that could even apply to us too, that, we're not really giving you as valuable information as you thought we might. But it's just sort of seems that way, like it's not as fertile, but you're sort of knowing it, so you're sort of trying to decide if there's an out of the box approach or something else, that can kick it.
Well, it's interesting. So you might experience some modest success, but I think you're longing for more, And I wish you luck. It's good you are getting some business this week. It just seems like it's going to be a fairly run-of-the-mill week, other than, I do agree with Mr. O that maybe you will find out something through other colleagues, maybe somebody is going to make a recommendation, for people to come to your business.
Good luck, Shirley. Let us know.
Yep. All right.
So Lena was next, and Lena had her question. The spirit health reading for her mother.
For 2024. Leela.
And her mom's name is Leela. All right. Good luck, Shirley. Mean that.
You working on those, Lenormand?
Yes, I was also checking the progress of the uploading of Happy Hour, Unhappy Hour.
Unhappy Hour.
Because I'm a multitasking. What do you got?
Well, the first card is the Page of Swords upright. The second, it's another page. The Page of Cups upright.
Something's fishy.
What?
Another page?
Yes. These are all mixed up otherwise. The Page of Wands upright. Wow, Lena, this is a real interesting
This
reading.
is very interesting. I have some...
Go ahead, I want to hear
thoughts here.
that first.
But here's the Lenormand. And the first one is the key.
Well, it can't be a page. This is a page from the book.
And the snake.
Oh.
So I'm almost wondering if this is talking about bad advice. Maybe from immature people, immature doctors, or not serious practitioners, or not quite educated well enough. The idea of the 3 pages sort of sounds like somebody who maybe is still in school, or somebody who's youthful, There's other connotations about the numerical value of the 3, but I almost wonder if it just sort of represents an idea of a callous or not serious treatment in general, from my understanding, perhaps.
Well, I'm going to throw some things out there at you, Mr. O, you might find surprising.
Uh-oh.
So, about the snake at some point. But
Does it figure into medical?
it does. Because the Lenormand, and I'm not familiar with all of them, but some of them you can just tell what they kind of relate to maybe as possibilities. But I feel here, Lena, with the Page of Swords, yeah, second opinions might be important, or dialogue and communication with healthcare practitioners. I think Spirit is saying there's going to be a lot of that, or, maybe that, there should be consultation with a care team to ensure the best care for, Leela. I think the Page of Cups is a very positive sign here. There may be some uplifting or good news regarding, your mom's health, that things might be able to get on better track. And if I look at the Page of Wands, this could be a period where maybe you do find the right healthcare people to work on the problem. You know, there's a new beginning here with a lot of energy attached to it. Or it could mean that a lot, you know, your mother's energy, Leela's energy, is going to be restored to some extent. You know, it could be the beginning of a healing process. I will say this, though. There could be, you know, sometimes this sword could indicate surgery. You know, that maybe somebody will come up with some advice that some type of surgical treatment may be necessary. And what's interesting to me is when I see the snake and the key, I can think of two things that the snake might relate to. One is intestines, right? Because they wrap around like a snake, you know. And so it could be an intestinal issue that maybe needs to be addressed. And if not, another thing that can remind us all of a snake to some extent is our spinal column. You know, just in the fact of the way it looks, kind of looks like a snake in a way.
I like those observations. I probably wouldn't necessarily have thought of that on my own, but they are interesting.
So the key might be looking into these areas more or focusing on one of those areas. But as Mr. O said, the key could also be careful of the advice you receive. If in doubt, and if your mom is in doubt, have her consult another specialist. This talks about a lot of communication that could lead to the success that we're seeing here.
Another thing that strikes me is that maybe the 3 pages represent 3 different disciplines, and that maybe there's more than one health situation that might need to be worked on, and that maybe some of that can be coordinated or not, but maybe there's actually 2 or more different health situations that are affecting Leela.
So sorry, Pragati. You know, you're up there 4th on the list, and I'm sorry, we already went through there, and we can't, we have to keep moving forward today. We had a busy schedule today, so we can't do a lot of overtime, so sorry about that.
Yeah, we are very busy.
And again, this is a call for everybody to remember to leave their questions with Violet if you can't be here, because otherwise we have to move on. All right.
Okay, so our next reading we just finished Lena's.
Andrea, I think.
I know, I'm just sort of answering somebody's question out there too.
Oh, no, Andrea said she'd be right back.
Andrea, right. Yeah, and Andrea already posted her question.
Oh, okay. Good.
I believe she did. Yeah, Violet is doing a great job. Thanks, Andrea. Did Andrea write a question? I don't see it.
Maybe she didn't.
Well, she says she did.
Oh, no, it says, do you have my question, Violet? So she must have. I'm going back. I don't see it. There it is. What does my spiritual guides want me to urgently need to know? Okay, urgent message from spirit guides. Got it. And I see it, Violet. Thank you.
Thank you, Violet.
Your deck or mine?
It's my turn.
Okay.
I'm going to use my Olympus Tarot.
Alrighty, and well, where is the Sun Man? The Sun Man is soaking up the sun.
He's passed out.
Oh, I'm sure. You know, in this kind of weather, we're in the 50s today. We might be in the 50s for part of the week, but the nights are going to get cold. And, of course, by next weekend, we're dipping down. You know, we're dipping down into the 40s. So, I was pretty cold in the house last night, I felt. I couldn't warm up. That really bothered me. It said it was 70 degrees in here, but didn't feel that way upstairs.
So this is just a regular 3 cards?
Yeah, because it's... Oh, wait. Well, yeah, what does my spirit want you to urgently know? Do you want to do the other one?
Maybe.
Go ahead, then.
All right. So, the world And what do they want you to know? It's the world, but the world is reversed. It may be saying there's something that isn't really finished yet that you think is, or that you want to be finished, or that you're trying to make yourself feel it's finished. It may be not just a matter of finishing it. It may be saying something really needs to make it better. Not necessarily make it perfect, but make it better somehow.
I think what your spirit guides urgently want you to know is that, you need to finish what you started. You need to finish something you started in order to move on to something better, or even in order to allow this thing to progress to its ultimate conclusion. The world is about finishing something and moving on to the next, next adventure in life. And when it's reversed, it's saying something's yet to be completed. There's either some obstacles, some delays, or the fact that there is just something you yourself need to finish.
So why is this important? And it's the reversed Five of Wands. So it's important because there's a lot of friction going on here. There may be different stakeholders, people, friends, associates, who felt they had an interest in whatever that is there. And so maybe they are putting pressure on you to finish this too, or to be more involved in some way. The friction could be from a couple things. It could be from the fact that maybe other people were in a team with you, were cooperating with you, and so this sort of feels like you may have left them behind, or there's somebody may feel that you're inconsiderate of their feelings for some reason.
Okay, so why is this important? Because it's time to move on to more, how should I say this, more fruitful projects and goals. Whatever this is you're trying to finish maybe is well and good, but there's something else better waiting for you. I feel like what Mr. O said about friction may be true. It may have just been taking a lot out of your life. It may have been causing you undue stress, maybe strain, in other areas of your life. For example, if this is something to do with relationships and, your interpersonal life, it may have been impacting your work life or your other projects and goals, and vice versa. If your projects and goals or whatever you were working on here might be impacting on your personal life and causing some friction and stressors there, in your family life or, in your relations with a significant other, etc.
All right, so where will this lead to? And you're saying, what is it you urgently need to know? Let's see if this kind of gives us a clue there. And it is the Four of Cups upright.
Wow.
So it sort of seems like there's, in a way, an impasse or an inability to totally see exactly what you need to move beyond this, that you may feel there still is a reason why you're either waiting or putting it off, originally what it was.
Well, I almost wonder if there is some confusion about exactly what you should do next. And so you don't, you're kind of stuck. You're just maybe like, the other thing is sometimes we're afraid to finish something off because we don't know what we want to do next or what the future holds for us. So we're pretty happy being in a holding pattern sometimes, although that may not be good for you, because there are other opportunities that are waiting to happen or develop for you. So I think what Spirit urgently wants you to know is that, you need to open up space in your life, finish some things off so that you can move on to better opportunities. And if you're sitting it out, sometimes those opportunities won't hang around forever. And with that in mind, let's look at the Lenormand here.
It could be about your relationship, I suppose. So the stork has shown up in Lenormand. And the anchor.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah, in a way.
Oh, yeah, in a way.
What you got
because,
going here?
As I was saying here, you feel stuck, rooted in place, and a new beginning is ready and waiting to happen for you, you know? So it's up to you, ultimately, if you want to accept something new, or if you're happy staying in this holding pattern where, you know, things seem to be left incomplete still.
So I could see where this is possibly about your relationship, as you say.
I don't know everything about it, so I don't know.
It's just theoretically possible, of course.
Yeah.
You
So
know,
could
the
be.
idea of, you know, not being able to move beyond something, feeling like something's still there to resolve the friction, other things.
Yeah, so, but it could be, you know, about other things as well. I think that the anchor really ties into, well, geez, you know, a few of the cards here, you know, in a way, you're stuck, you're not finishing
Yeah.
something. This card, meaning you really need to think about it more. And then, what is that again? The
Five of Wands reversed.
Oh, yeah, the Five of Wands reversed. Is this impetus to kind of move away from this already and get it done? But it's like, no, you're still being blocked, you know? You're still being blocked from moving forward. I mean, it's up to you, you know? I almost think that something wants to come through and move you possibly in a better direction. But you ultimately have to make the decision about that.
Good luck, Andrea.
Woo, good luck with that.
All right.
I guess Spirit's not going to make that decision for you.
And Flower Beauty is up and has left a question, which Violet has posted.
Okay.
Why do I feel so foggy and disoriented in the mornings every day? And any steps to change this? So you may be alluding to that you're wondering if it's a health issue
Yeah.
of some
okay.
sort. You're welcome, Andrea. Good luck to you.
You're welcome, Andrea. And hello, Flower Beauty.
Yes, thanks, Violet. And yeah, you know, Violet, we have every right to just, because we're this crowded today, to just, and we lose so much time waiting for somebody to show up because we're kind enough to give people a few moments. But if they're not there, they lose their chance to get back on the list because we got so many to do. And it's only when we get that much closer do we see if we actually have any time. But we don't. Our calculation is based on the fact that we are going to be over time.
When the list is shorter, we are a little bit more accommodating. But, you know, under these circumstances, we can't be.
All right, Flower Beauty.
Don't mind me. I'm just looking.
Oh, I would never mind you.
Some of these icons are a little bit ambiguous to me.
Well, we'll figure them out.
And this is the deck you bought me. No surprise I'd have ambiguities. Okay, I'm pretty sure it's wands. All right. So I have the Eight of Wands upright, which is good. But that just doesn't look like the Eight of Wands to me somehow. She's sleeping there? It's very weird.
It's not the swords?
I'm pretty sure that's not swords. I'm going to keep these cards the way they are. I got to find a sword to be sure. I keep finding wands and no swords. There it is. That's the sword, see? Put it back. Yeah, thank you. And I got them the same way I did. All right, so we know that's the Eight of Wands reversed here, which is interesting. Because, look, it is a sleeping woman in a way. And it's like there's all this energy, though. You know, you wish you could have that energy and motivation and drive. I don't know what to say, because that's the first card we drew. Is it almost seems like it should be there for you, Flower Beauty. So I guess we're going to move forward to see what it's going to take to get that, you know. Maybe also it's saying, you know...
Well, the Eight of Wands, it's the Eight of Wands, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it almost
know.
looks more like its opposite side, the sense of, you know, dissipated energy in a way.
But it's upright. And so I really feel here that it could be yours. Let's just say that. And now you've got the Queen of Swords upright. Ah, So this is talking about the choices you make. There may be something that you are doing, that you need to change in order to have this energy reserve. Are you staying up too late? Are you having difficulty sleeping at night that is causing you to be groggy in the morning? This might also indicate to me that, you may have to consult somebody who is wiser than yourself in these matters. Maybe it's time for a physical, maybe it's time to see a healthcare practitioner who can offer you some advice. That's not usually the card I envision for that, but because it is a sword and, they're all about knowledge in the mind, I thought maybe it could be saying seek out, more knowledge.
I want to go back to that Eight of Wands there. And, sometimes the card talks about really focusing on a specific target or an intention of some sort. Could it be saying that really if you are over focusing or you're focusing too much on one thing, it's depleting your energy in other areas? So in other words, the idea, I think, Flower Beauty, is that maybe this is saying something is not prioritized correctly for you. You may be putting more energy into something and it's depleting you because...
That's a good point.
Of various reasons, whatever.
Maybe there's some things that just seem like, work you have to do, but your heart is not in it. And oftentimes, when we go through our daily lives and we're doing things that we no longer enjoy, it can really sap your energy.
An emotional or whatever fatigue.
All right, so the final card, is the Page of Cups reversed. Wow. So, also, wow.
Well, that's almost talking about more like emotional possible depressions or emotional occurrences that are contributing to this, perhaps.
So I think what you need to do is do some things that uplift you. Not just your mood, but also maybe your body. So in other words, maybe a brisk walk, in the morning, maybe, at night, some meditation before you fall asleep, different things that you can do that will restore, some balance to your body. I almost think, though, you need to engage yourself, in stimulating activities right now that will wake you up. And that could be exercise, focusing on, and structure to your routine. The Queen of Swords here is somebody who can really do that. Put a structure up, put a plan in place, a strategy for how to wake yourself up in the morning. Set that alarm, and when you get up, the first thing you're going to do is do morning stretches or exercises and get yourself up at a routine time every day. Something very routinized, but something that will also follow it with something that will stimulate you.
Well then, maybe you need a training buddy.
Oh my gosh.
The dog is a sense of loyalty or friendship. And of course the stork's a new project, a new idea here.
Well, okay, so if in your life you've been feeling depressed and lonely, for example, maybe it's time to make new friends. This is clearly with the stork and the dog here, a thing about new friends. But it might also be saying, don't be afraid to think outside the box and try new approaches to this problem, and you may find something that will be very comforting, that will make you feel good, like a friend, in a way. This routine will actually be something that you could, how should I say, that you want to do every day, that you really enjoy doing every day, just like we enjoy the company of our friends.
Right. I mean, another reason why this could be happening is that maybe this is a person you're missing, or a sense of a friendship that you're missing, or you feel that, you're not as interested in this new project, that it's boring to you for some reason. It's causing this, feeling of sluggishness. I'm not sure I have enough answers for all that.
No, I really think that this is about your health issue and the sleeping. And so what I think the new beginning is a new program. You need to think outside the box and come up with something healthful, something that you really feel good about, something that, you can feel will work for you, that you can depend on is the right approach. And I really think it's by looking at all of this, I think it's a combination of things. But I'm thinking here the Eight of Wands could be key here, along with, I think this, in that I really feel maybe you need some stimulating activity. It's like I said, in the mornings when you wake up, do something routinely, stretch the muscles, exercise, get your heartbeat up a little bit, and, you'd be surprised how they always say, I think that
maybe that's why the Eight of Wands is ultimately there.
I'm wondering if that's really why it's here.
Get out there and kind of try to burn some calories.
Well, it's not even about burning calories. It's about stimulating your metabolism.
Exactly.
And it's just something that kind of does wake up your system, your body. And also, I would say with the Page of Cups here, try to do things that make you feel better right now, that bring you joy and happiness, and that stimulate your imagination in some ways. It may be that you are in a mental and an emotional rut right now, and maybe that's feeding this problem. That's the best I think we can do. That was kind of complicated. Good luck with that. And we are on Siama. Hi, Siama.
And Siama wants a love reading.
All right, just a general? Yep. Okay. Your deck.
Yes. What deck did I use last time? Did I use the Tarot of the Ages?
I don't remember.
I don't either. You're both welcome. Thank you.
Hey, you're very welcome, Flower Beauty.
So I'll use my English Magic Tarot for that. Yeah, you're welcome.
Maybe the ticket is not strenuous exercise, Flower Beauty, but if you have the chance to take a little nature walk or a walk outdoors, hear the birds in the morning chirping, let everything coming back to life, that too, walking is a very stimulating activity, and of course, nature stimulates our senses.
Hi, Sienna.
What do you got?
So, love reading. First one is the Five of Cups.
Reversed.
Reversed.
Okay, that's not bad.
And then it's the reversed Page of Coins, or discs. And then it's another five, also reversed, the Five of Wands. So that's a bit of back and forth there in a way. And the clouds. And the mice.
Oh boy.
All right, so this is not the greatest for a love reading. We'll just be honest about that.
At the moment, it just seems as though, if you're involved with someone, things may be not moving in a positive direction. There may have been some disappointments. There may have been some setbacks. If you're looking for a relationship right now, it does seem like that things are delayed and just not moving forward. The Five of Wands reversed to me indicates that, it just seems like there's a lot of stress associated with trying to get either a new relationship or, get one that you're currently involved in, moving in the right directions. And yet, we have the Five of Cups here. And the Five of Cups speaks about new opportunities. Like maybe it's time to, it's saying there could be new opportunities coming your way, but it may take some time for them to happen or develop still. I do sense problems because we have a lot of cards here that are not very positive. If you look at the mice and the clouds too, It's talking about little petty stresses and issues and related to uncertainty in your love life right now.
Well, I almost feel that there is a relationship somehow here, or there is the possibility of one, and that's the Page of Coins. And I don't think that's you. I think that may be the other person, and there's sort of a sense of reluctancy or incautiousness. No, incuriosity. That's the word I was looking for.
Incuriosity.
Like they're just uncuriosity. Like they're just not totally motivated to really pursue a relationship. But I see these two aspects. Like this is really nice. The Five of Cups over there sort of says that maybe there's somebody who's come back to you after being away for a while. Maybe there was a relationship, or maybe they're just new to you again in some respect. But this one sort of says that maybe they're not a good team player, or that they're not sure that they want to be a good team player. And so I sort of feel like, okay, could it be talking about competition for that person or that idea? I'm not really sure, but I won't say it couldn't be that. So I sort of feel like there's double-edged sword here about a person who may have returned or may seemingly become more important to you in the near future. And you might have to really, work through the situations with them, because maybe there are some things that are disappointing, but they're minor enough to where they could take you beyond the confusion. But it just seems like it's a bit of work to understand where it's all going to go. So I'm not really sure what this means in terms of a love reading. You were long enough yourself. You were long enough yourself.
Well, I wouldn't have thought of that Page of Coins as a person, but I won't rule that out. I guess that's why I hedged my bets, that it could be somebody coming in.
I'm trying to block the light there.
The Five of Cups. The Five of Cups here is indicating to me that there's definitely something maybe coming your way, but it seems like it's either going to be difficult getting it off the ground or maintaining motivation or momentum in this relationship, and ultimately it might not make it, I mean, if I was looking at a new opportunity, I would say that. And the mice is just indicating here there's a lot of little petty things involved. Maybe things that could be resolved if people were more willing to work on it. But, the clouds are saying here that, there's not a good attitude about this, that maybe this new person would not be that interesting to you, or, like I said, if this is an existing relationship, you may begin to realize that this may not be, heading in the direction you would have hoped.
That's what it seems like.
Oh, that's what we have today, Siama. Sorry I don't have better news for you.
And Alicia is wondering if energy around love and relationships has shifted.
Okay.
What's coming their way?
Okay. Oh.
You're welcome, Siama.
Cat People Tarot. Oh, is it your deck? I'm sorry, you're right. Oh. I'm sorry, I'm right.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you're welcome, Siama. Hi, Alicia.
I like the shadow play there.
I guess you do, and you would. You shadowy person, you. Should I say shadowy Scorpio person, you. Well, look what's come back up as a first card in a different deck. It's the Eight of Wands.
Eight of Wands. Our good old friend.
This is an even better friend.
And the Four of Wands. They're both upright.
But there's always something.
The King of Swords reversed, and he's kind of a strong, silent type there. But in the Lenormand, I have
strong, angry type.
The Rider. And the Crossroads. I think I dropped this one.
Well, there could be something coming your way. There could be invitations coming your way, potentially communications with, people that you might be interested in checking out, having a date with, or starting a relationship with. Clearly there's energy here, there's movement here. And clearly with the Four of Wands, there's a potential that somebody out there you could establish a firm foundation with, for growth, that possibly a relationship could spring out of this, or there is definitely some reason to celebrate here.
Right. I mean, for sure we're moving into a holiday season where there's going to be more possible activities. That could be the Eight of Wands there, and the Four of Wands could sound like it's a party too, or a celebratory things going on there. So I feel those are mostly good cards that are just saying that the energy does shift, and there's things that are more amiable happening that are not necessarily romantic, but possibly on the outer skirts of that, moving towards friendlier situations.
So why is that guy here?
I almost feel like this guy is somebody who is lying about themselves in some way. So maybe they're lying about the fact that they're married already, or that they're still working through a divorce or some other situation. Because of course this is a judgment thing too. So maybe there's somebody who isn't totally free yet, because they're still legally married. I don't know. I'm not sure how that relates.
It's an interesting point, because maybe it's not so much about the person this time, Alicia. It could be. I would say be wary, and check people out well. But you've got, for the most part, such positive cards here that I wonder if this is just saying, check people out in advance. It's not about a person per se, but make wise choices, because things are moving in the direction of potentially maybe more than one invitation, maybe more than one option here, relationship-wise, So make sure that you are checking out, these people, because there's some people out there that, love to pretend they are people who they are not, and try to deceive. Mr. O brought up the marriage thing, but there are so many other ways, they can deceive, that they have money, they have this, they have that. They've never had children and they have children.
I like what you've done with that, because I think it points out to the part that all systems look like go, things are moving, it's the holiday season, blah, blah, blah. But don't let your guard totally down in terms of who you meet. Be discerning. Be discerning.
So in other words, instead of that being a suitor card, which sometimes happens, what we like to see in a reading of love, it really is more about you, and making the right choices and decisions, and not letting love, and love at first sight cloud your vision here. I think with the Crossroads and the Rider, again, the Crossroads seems to indicate to me, because the Crossroads is like paths. There's like 3, usually. And so what does that mean? Could that mean 3 people are coming into your life sometime in the near future? And, there's going to be invitations. I really do feel, with this card and the Eight of Wands here, that invitations and movement is happening.
Yeah, I agree that is kind of another reflection of what we said with the first 2 cards in a way too. And it may be more pointed in the sense that it does indicate, that you may be drawn towards one particular path or see yourself heading there. So once again, all we can say is, of course, like any relationship or any situation, get to know the person, all of that. And you're welcome.
So we have for you. Good luck with that. Title is up. Hi, Title. You're welcome, Alicia.
Tidal wave.
Let's give Title a moment.
You're welcome.
There they are.
Ooh, what a delicious question.
Let's see what we get on that.
That's my deck, right?
Yes, it is.
Alrighty, I'm going to use the Tarot of the Ages.
I hope everybody likes our cozy little fireplace here. Sadly, it doesn't give off heat. I wish it did.
So our first card is the Upright Knight of Swords. Then we're followed by the Five of Coins, which is upright. And then a corollary to the Knight of Swords, the reversed Queen of Swords.
Interesting.
And a Fox. And a Moon.
Huh. Well, that's the Knight of Swords, eh?
Yes, the Knight and the Queen on the outer edges there.
Well, there is some movement, but I'm not sure if it's about making amends. They're making a choice or a decision. I think they're moving towards making a choice or decision, but it may not be one that is about an apology, maybe. It's interesting because I have the Moon and Fox here. We'll talk about that. But I'm looking at the cards and I'm just wondering here because, of course, the Five of Coins is upright here. Well,
Are you still being left out in the cold, so to speak?
yeah, see, I was wondering, somebody's feeling they're left out in the cold or being left out. Now, but I paused because I was rethinking what I just said. And I'm wondering here if the apology is possible for this reason. That, maybe they really are taking an analytical look at what they've done. Maybe they're making moves towards trying to decide if they made the right choice. Maybe they don't want to feel like they're being left out in the cold anymore.
I like that because then it makes me think that this one says that they know they're going to make the right decision by making this apology, but maybe somehow this puts them in a different view in someone else's eyes, and that may be why they've hesitated to do this, that this makes somebody look at them contrarily or not in the light that they want. Just a thought I have.
Well, maybe the thing is they want to move towards some reconciliation because they do feel left out. But maybe what this is saying too is that they're unwilling to budge. They're unwilling to apologize. They're still, holding their cold exterior here.
Their Ice Queen
Their
swords.
Ice Queen. I know, so I'm almost thinking they know it would be the right thing to do. They really do feel like a sense of loss here, but they're not willing to budge. They're not willing to
So what
budge.
do we get from the
Some people
Lenormand?
have a really hard time with that word, I'm sorry.
What are we getting from the Lenormand?
Well, from the Lenormand, I'm really thinking here that, they may feel that the Moon is a hard one because the Moon is about success. The moon is about positivity. The fox with the moon would indicate to me like through their, they may feel that the actions that they took or the reason they did what they did was something they needed to do to for their own success or sense of, a victory here of some sort. But in a way, considering that that Five of Pentacles is here, it really didn't amount to that. That's kind of what I see. It's kind of contradictory, I will say that, but I think they feel that they got something out of this. They thought it was a wise move to make, whatever they did, and they feel they've got something out of this, and maybe that's why they still don't want to move, no matter the loss they may be feeling.
Well, I still felt that maybe this is something too about other people's peripheral impressions, and maybe, the fox is talking about being viewed as a cleverer person because of the way they handled that, maybe, or didn't handle it, as the case may be.
Well, I hope that makes sense.
That was a little challenging there.
Yeah, it was a little tricky this time, but I really think I'm happy with where I'm at with it. It's like, they know it'd be the right thing to do, the nightly kind of thing to do, but that cold Queen of Swords is saying, nope, not moving.
I hear what you're saying there.
Yeah. Good luck with that title. All right.
You're welcome.
That was your deck?
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm on the dark one.
Was that a cat?
I don't know.
I heard like this weird sigh. Did you hear that a moment ago?
No.
Violet, did you hear that? You usually hear what's going on in our house.
Anyway. It's Kara, right? Hey, you're welcome, title. What things are coming towards me that I have to look out for? We can do my reading for that. It'll be fun.
Okay. You know what I want?
What do you want?
Potato chips.
We do have some, but we have no dip. And I got those Better Made.
You have me. I'm the dip.
Better Made potato chips are made in Michigan, but I do think they're regional or maybe national. And they have a special dark potato chip for those who like them burnt or those who like the shadow side of things. They're better with dip, I will say, but I like them. They're pretty good.
Oh, my.
And they're not burnt. They're just overbaked.
Yes, we know.
Yeah, we've got it, Violet. We've already been chatting it up.
We're just being our usual slow selves.
He wants potato chips. All right, Kara. What things are coming towards you that you have to look out for? Uh-oh. That cliff you're walking backwards towards.
There's some unexpected consequences from some venture you may have been thinking about. Something that sort of seems like it's fun, but it's not really very solid, maybe.
It's the Fool reversed.
Yes.
And so I think here, Kara, what things you need to look out for are coming towards you is something unexpected that maybe throws you off your feet, you don't get to land on your feet either. But so watch out, watch your steps, and don't take any unnecessary risks at this time. So why is that important? It's the Six of Wands reversed. Because, it's not going to, it's kind of like whatever happens here is not going to help you gain anything, So why is that important to just not take the risk, not take the gamble, not take that leap of faith, right now? Because there's really nothing to be gained from it. There's no victory here. There's no applause. There's not even any sympathy when you fall on your butt off that ledge.
Yeah, it's like nobody will notice that you did that and that, it mattered one way or the other. So, yeah, that's not a really good look.
And so, where are
Aren't
things?
you reading from the wrong deck?
And so, where are... Suddenly I thought I was reading from my Shadowlands, which I believe I still have in the mix here. Oh my god. All right, so where are things headed? Oh my gosh. Well, Kara, it's a tower reversed.
Look out. Look out.
So
The
that
tower
fall
reversed.
is a biggie, you know. So where things would be headed if you go through with this venture that seems to not have much gain attached to it is that you either find that nothing good comes of this, something falls apart on you in a big way, and there's really no takeaway here, you know, you just don't seem to get it. And what happened or why or what the meaning of this is.
So naturally, it may be about a guy
Ah!
and Fox.
A foxy guy.
Yeah, but
It
which
literally
kind of
could
foxy
mean
guy?
that. Or a sneaky guy. Somebody who's trying to pull one over on you, you know. Be careful of the scams everywhere. And also be careful even of people, you know, wolves in foxes' clothing. I don't know. You know. Be very careful because, you know, people may look really good to you, but, you know, it's what's in here that counts.
Yes, don't be fooled.
I know, that took quite a turn, didn't it, Kara? You know, it doesn't have to be a romance. It doesn't have to be somebody who's trying to, you know, get romantic with you for whatever reasons, but it can be about someone who's trying to use their charms to, you know, take you off on a wrong path here. So beware of that. Sweet talkers of all sorts. Good luck with that.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, Kara. Whoa. Angel wanted an oracle?
I believe that is correct. And Violet wants a pumpkin spice cookie.
All right. We have pumpkin pizzelles. I still am with you. I kind of want the potato chips, I have to admit.
All I had to do was say it, and now
Something
you cannot
salty.
resist.
Okay, we still have a ways to go with readings, but we're getting to the
bottom.
bottomish part of the list.
Tell us about the bottom. Look.
I'm using for you, Mr. Rivera, the Shadow and Light Oracle that I had with me here. I have a couple oracles here, but that one seemed to call to me for this.
Doesn't it look like Phil Collins there with gold running down his face? What is that?
I don't know. I don't know, Mr. O.
I don't either. You're welcome, Kara. Come for the reading, stay for the bizarreness.
Well, this is interesting, and I like the card. It's like they superimpose both words on the card, you know, relationship and solitude. So you see there's two images there, the one over the mouth of the other person. And what number is that? That's number 8. I think I have an interesting spin on this on my own here. But let's take a look at what this says. Relationship and solitude work in symbiosis. Strive to keep a healthy balance at a level that works for you. It might not be the same for everyone. Some people require more alone time and some don't need as much. Have a think. Which type do you think you are? Are you currently achieving your ideal balance? Disaffection with either solitude or partnership might be caused by the lack of the other. Unhappiness in a relationship may result from not enough solitude or not feeling good in your solitude. Feeling lonely. Oh, I can't get there. Oh my gosh, this is a huge card. Let's see if I can cut to the chase soon. Feeling lonely. on the other hand, can be caused by unsatisfactory relationship. I think this is more than romance here, though, and I'll get into that in a minute. So sometimes there's a hard way to create a balance between the two when you are in relationships. And, there's a truth to that. We'll get to that. I do want to talk about that. This card encourages you to take a closer look at both your relationships and your solitude. Are you living in a bubble with your significant other, or, even in your interpersonal world, with friends, with family, with, in your workplace? Or are you starting to become a unit with no separate life? Do you feel like your partner is always too far away, never spending enough time with you, going on their own adventures? Or it might be you that is always looking outside the relationship and finding your own happiness without including them. Think about if there's something you can do to make your relationship more meaningful, if that's what you need right now, or if there's something you can do that makes your solitude more rewarding so you have more time to give in your relationships. And it says, I welcome my alone time as much as my relationships. What do you have, Dad?
Letter.
What?
And lady.
What?
I know, I've been waiting
That's crazy.
Oh.
That is crazy. I think here there's a couple of messages that may apply to you. I mean, you have never mentioned anything about any problems in your relationship whatsoever, Angel Rivera. So I really don't think it's that, except for the fact that maybe, either one of two things. Maybe, something that brings you more together, having more together time just might be called for now with the holidays coming. And also, or, there just may be this point, maybe you've got a lot on your plate at work or in personal projects or goals you wanted to pursue, and you just need a little bit more down and quiet time. Maybe that too is also impinging on your relationship or your friendships or your family life in some way. So it's time, as they say, to strive to find that happy balance.
I get the feeling like maybe this could be a question about your partner, the other person in your life, and whether or not they need this time, and maybe it may be about somebody that they are communicating with who's not near. So maybe it's a close relative of theirs who doesn't live nearby, and that maybe there's a situation and maybe they need to put more into that relationship, or maybe that feels like why there's some sense of solitude for them right now in your relationship because of other things going on. So I don't know, but just the thought I threw out there.
When I see the lady in the letter too, I think in terms of somebody finally communicating, what's kind of inside of them. Now, the letter is often a written word, but it could be, verbally as well. And so whether you are the one doing the communicating to the lady or vice versa, it does seem some dialogue may be in order about either spending more time together or how best to, maybe have more quality time when you are together, because life gets so hectic and we have so much on our plates, and I get the feeling that, maybe there's just with the holidays coming, there's going to be a little bit more pressure on one or both sides of your life. And remember, the holidays for a librarian, especially an academic librarian, means a lot of stress with the end of the year, final exams and, all the things going on in school. So there is that. So I wish you luck. I hope that made some sense to you, Mr. Rivera. Good luck with that.
And it's been a busy Sunday afternoon, but we would like to remind you, of course, you're welcome, Angel.
You're welcome, Angel.
That we are back Thursday.
We are.
We are. Honest to goodness.
We absolutely are. And we are on, by the way, Juliet now.
Juliet, who has left their question, so thank you.
Will my decision to work afternoon shift be better for me? How do you want to do that? Do you want to do that as a yes, no?
Let's try that and then see if it needs more detail.
Okay. Let's see what we got the Lenormand. Hey, I was thinking about angels reading there. Any relationship, every so often, I think this card comes up because it reminds us that we need to, make our moments together count. And maybe, when things get really crazy and busy, that's harder to accomplish than normal. So maybe that's why that card came up. I wondered about that myself. Oh, that's going to change what I wanted to say. All right, so.
Well, it is leaning towards no.
But it's not a definite no.
But it's not a definite no, of course. Banshee's right to say that. So there's the Ace of Swords, which just sort of indicates that it is leaning towards no. But the next card is Judgment, which may suggest something, as well as the reversed Five of Coins.
Well, that's interesting.
Yes, it is.
I do. See, it's a mixed bag, so it's definitely not a definite no. But there may be some things you're going to have to do to make it work, Juliet. Let's talk about what I got here, and you'll see why. What's that, Mr. O?
That's the moon.
That's right.
The moon, Alice.
And what's that, Mr. O?
The tree.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's a lot of, there's potential positive stuff here, as well as maybe some things you have to work through. Actually, I see more positive than negative, absolutely.
I do too. Mm-hmm.
Which is making me think it's just a matter of you, Juliet, being able to make the right adjustments. And that's why Judgment is here, This is going to make you, you're going to have to really get into a new routine. You're going to have to, how should I say, accept the call, of this job. In other words, recognize that, these different hours may have different demands on you, whatever you are doing. I don't know if, let's say, for example, if you worked in evening or if you worked in a morning, if you'd have more or less business or work to do at those times than at night. So it's an adjustment. And that's kind of sometimes what Judgment is about. Can you adjust and make the necessary changes in order to make this work for you? Because it's going to require some. If the Five of Coins is here reversed saying, in time, I almost feel like you could adapt, but you're going to have to give this some time. The Five of Coins is here reversed and it's saying a healing or conditions will start to improve. Right?
Right. I am not totally assured that I feel that there's a time factor that's crucial here, like that it may take a lot of time. But I do feel that despite the fact that it is leaning towards no, there seems to be something valuable to gain knowledge-wise. If it's not about the job in general, it is about yourself. And you asked about yourself, is this better for me? Mm-hmm. Maybe working this shift gives you some reason to really change your perspective about things, not just this job perhaps, but about other things. Because that's what Judgment is maybe coming to a sense of understanding something you really didn't that is better for you, spiritually at least, in the normal sense. The Five of Coins does feel like it's healing. It feels like maybe it's coming into a company of acceptance or a region of cooperation that maybe doing this will really be helpful to you in other ways that maybe aren't apparent. So maybe Banshee's right. Maybe that's the time factor, because this is about maybe something that won't be apparent right away, perhaps.
That is about the time factor.
Yeah.
Because let's think about it. Trees take time to grow, but trees establish roots. And I almost think the schedule ultimately could work better for you. But you have to give it the necessary time and make the adjustments in your life you need to make it work for you. Because a tree is all about growth, in time.
Grow into it.
And the moon is about successful employment. So I really feel here there is some success for you, but maybe that's why it's leaning towards no. Is do you have the patience? Are you willing to adapt and make the changes necessary to make this work?
I look at some of the cards occasionally just as symbolically, and when I look at the moon, whether it's in the tarot or whether it's in Lenormand, I sort of feel it does talk about maybe more appreciable lengths of time, as in many moons ago, cycles of time, And so we are saying that, you may want to buy into the idea that this is a work in progress and that you will grow into it, but it may take a little more time than what you thought.
I'm not talking a year or 5 years or anything like that. Just don't expect immediate, wow, this is really working for me. There'll be some burbles along the way. You're going to have to make some adjustments. And I think, in time, and that could be 3 months or less. That could be even in a month, but it's just not going to hit you right away. You're going to encounter some little things that you're just going to have to tweak and, fix along the way if you want to make this work for you.
All right.
That's what we have for you. It's up to you, really. So good luck with that.
Good luck. And Nicole wants to know what's coming towards them.
Okay. And let's see, I used my Dark Woods last time. I think I'm using the Ghost and Spirit. I also brought out the Clarity Tarot again, Violet. That's next on my list, I think, here to use after this one. So what's coming towards Nicole? Let's see what we've got. Oh, somebody's here. Let me move.
A beautiful little...
Guess who's come? Hi, Shadow. Hi, Shadow. You can stay here. Yes, you can. Let me move these things sort of over there. There. There's plenty of room for
You're welcome.
Shadow. Yeah. There.
Excuse me. Hi, baby. Come here. How's my girl?
Well, what a surprise.
Aww. I know you are. So her tail's going to be a little bit in the picture. She's just sort of right over there.
Off to the side there, yeah, by me.
But not quite in the camera. Aww. She's our sweetie. Except when she wakes me up, and this morning was no exception. It was probably real time being yesterday's time.
Well, because we changed the time, but they're operating on their own
It was
clock.
still like 5:30 or something like that.
Oh my gosh.
She's
Okay,
so pretty. Thank
what
you.
is coming towards you? We have the Empress reversed here, Nicole. I'm going to throw them all out. We have the Five of Cups upright. Oh, man. And we have the Star reversed.
I see that, Violet. Cute.
Well, at least one cat has appeared, right, Kara? Maybe there's hope. Because, if you know who thinks somebody else is getting our attention, they'll be down here. All right.
All right, so in Lenormand, we get the Child. and the heart. Nice. What is coming towards you?
Well, Nicole, this is a real heady reading. I mean, it's not all happy joy here. Let me just say, the Five of Cups is indicating that, you're almost you're disappointed since you're asking what's coming towards you. I'm going to assume that none of this has happened yet. That this is going to be a time where you're looking at some things that maybe you feel you have lost. And I don't know if it has to do with, the Lenormand here, but I do think you're looking at losses and disappointments in setbacks that you've had or out and out losses. The Five of Cups wants to remind you, though, that even if you feel all is lost in a situation in your life, whether it's romantic or whether it's, in another aspect or area of your life, you still have something to build off of. There's something that's always remaining. And that, is hope. But then we have the star reversed here, and the star is about pessimism, It's really easy when we lose something or we're grieving something or we're depressed about something to let it influence our feelings about our destiny and our future, Hope is not lost. And I feel that way, that even though the star is here, the Five of Cups is saying all hope is not lost. There's still something to be built upon in some situation where there was a failure. And I don't know, it does sound like it could be romantic to me or something in an emotional side of your life. And I feel here you're going to need some self-care. If nothing else, you need to make sure you're taking care of you. You have to make sure that your feelings are being respected, that your boundaries are being respected, and that you too are nurturing and taking care of yourself during like a depressing moment. I mean, we all have losses. We all go through stuff. Maybe a job, opportunity passes you by, or a relationship is having issues and it's really hurting you, especially at a time of year when everybody feels depressed, right?
Right. And I do feel these cards talk about emotional feelings right now coming towards you. And maybe some of this is, the holidays are just a hard time for most people, especially if they've already been having, a harder life or a life that, just has had more than its share, perhaps, of, some hardships. And then everybody says we're supposed to feel happier. So what may be coming towards you is a sense of maybe a seasonal depression or a seasonal feeling that, you're comparing yourself too much to others and you feel like you just don't rate there in a way. And, that's a decision that is really your own. You can measure it that way, but you can remember too that, most of us will find that somebody somehow will appreciate us. And maybe that's the Five of Cups too, just saying that no matter how bad or adrift or alone you feel, somebody may really appreciate you more than you know. And maybe they're in a similar situation. Maybe they're not able to express themselves as completely as they want to. So I sort of wonder if that's why maybe the child is there too, because learning how to express from your heart does take time, especially when, your situations change and you're in a new situation and things are not certain. So I think what this is saying is that in an uncertain time, trust your heart to help you make the best decisions and realize that it's not going to happen quickly.
Nicole, I'm not going to rule out here that maybe this isn't about you. Maybe this is all about somebody else and you are feeling their emotional hurt and loss with them. So I'm not going to rule that out. But what I want to add about the child and the heart is that, in time, your heart, if you feel very depressed or very sad about some situation or circumstance that comes up in your life, your heart will mend step by step, but take it slow and understand that, we all grieve and we all heal in our own way. And your heart will heal again. So in a way that makes it sound like a relationship, but it could be anything that really makes you feel sad and blue. And give it the necessary time. Give yourself the necessary time to heal and restore your confidence and hope in life once more, which is there with that Five of Cups, And that's all I can say. This looks kind of dismal, but I don't know that it's end of the world kind of stuff. It just sounds like something that's a setback, and, it's going to cause you a little bit of sorrow and pain, but you can handle this. You can handle this, and you will heal in time. So good luck with that.
I'm sorry, Sam, 222, but we are closed. We are actually approaching the end of our show, and we just have a few readings to do, and we closed our list. So we're not going to be able to take you, but I appreciate you liking our stream, and maybe you can catch us some other time. We have a number of programs throughout the week. What?
Nothing.
We're live again on Thursday, so maybe you might be able to come there. Thursday tends to be a slower night for us. She did get it. Hey, baby. You're such a pretty girl. I love you so much. Big yawn for us. Okay, so who is up?
Shadow does not like this wand.
May is up. May Hooper?
Yep.
Hello, baby.
Hi, May.
Hello, baby.
Wait a minute. No, it's Scorpio.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Scorpio
I'm so
is
sorry. Apologize.
I gotta watch him.
And yes, we are not medical professionals. We did work in an allied health situation many years ago, so we know a little bit about terminology and stuff, but that's about it, really. Yeah, we see that. Thank you. Can we see what Spirit says? What or how I can ease the deep depression feeling I have going on? Thank you in advance. That's me, right?
Yes, it is. Choose wisely your deck.
Or not.
Or not.
I'm going to use my uncommon tarot.
I don't know if Shadow approves.
Oh, that's fine.
Silly girl. You know you are. Oh, no.
I love her so much. Except at 5:30 in the morning.
Really? Not much to love about that. Get it, Shadow.
I love her. All
You're a
right.
little performer today for everybody. Yes, you are.
So, this is interesting. Our first card is the Seven of Wands, and it's upright. Our next card is the Star, number 17. Major Arcana 17, that is. And the third card is Judgment, called Awakening, but it's reversed here.
Oh, wow, that's really interesting. Let's see what we have here.
The Crossroads in Lenormand.
I like this.
And the Coffin. And I like it too, in a way.
I
At least
do too.
most of it.
Well, most of it. There's some issues. I immediately, I have to go right to this last card here, Scorpio, and say, don't be so hard on yourself. You know?
Yeah.
Try not to judge yourself too critically, Depression is something we all go through, and I know you have a deep one, and I'm not at all, remember, I'm not a healthcare practitioner, number one, psychiatrist, so I am not at all trying to minimize your condition at all. But just realize that sometimes we really cause a lot of our own problems by just having unrealistic expectations maybe, and having a bar so high that we can never reach it, and then we're depressed and disillusioned because of that. And I think Judgment is saying, don't be hard on yourself. Try to take a more easygoing approach to the things in your life right now, especially the things that are troubling you. All right, I'm going to stop there, but then I'm going to go back from here to here.
And I just want to say in general, Scorpio, that we are not shy or cavalier about talking about these kind of subjects, because we have known and ourselves have had, suitable depressive periods in our lives, but we've certainly known some very depressive persons, and we tried to help them, and we try to help everybody. And it's just not unrealistic to feel like we can't talk about these things. So having said that, I look at that Seven of Wands there, and I think that this is saying that as much as possible, you have to think of yourself as really challenging this, no matter, even if you don't feel like you're winning necessarily, or like there are things going on. The Seven of Wands is somebody who, at least in essence, takes the stance that I'm going to try to fight this.
That's a card of strength, It's a card of standing your ground for you, in this case, stand up for yourself, be an advocate for yourself, all these little things in your life that are trying to bring you down, rise above them, and you know what? If you can't do it alone, there are people out there who can help you, You just got to keep finding and looking for the right help that is available. But this is saying you have the strength you need to endure much, and that you just need to be, instead of hypercritical to yourself, your own best advocate. And sometimes being your best advocate may involve, hey, going to group therapy, to counseling, writing in a journal, whatever the case may be, doing things that uplift you, not trying to set the bar too high for things, and, and start recognizing and appreciating the little victories and joys that you do have in life. Go ahead.
Most of the Wands suits do talk about situations where there are different kinds of layers or levels of teamwork or people working together. And so even though there's a person here or a situation here that looks like somebody's against others, it is still the idea that we exist in communities where we do have to deal with situations that put us in touch with other people. And so you always need to believe in yourself and your own vision, and not necessarily cave in to what others are trying to do.
Well, and also another element of this card I think is important here is that, there are people and circumstances in our lives that are just, let's face it, they're out to make us miserable, Set boundaries. Only allow people who into your life who really, have your back, who are there for you, who are true friends. The thing is here, set boundaries, and don't let, other people's dramas, other people's try to influence and manipulate you, That is important too. The Star. What can I say? I feel here that remain hopeful, believe in yourself, trust yourself that your destiny is far better than you can imagine for yourself right now. That this is just a phase, and that the universe has, a place for you in it. So do think about the star and hope,
I like the idea of this metaphor of the artist, To me, that's what it is like crazy half-naked artist throwing black paint at a canvas, maybe, is what I feel from this. And the idea from the old Rolling Stone song, Paint It Black, the idea that maybe we should also sometimes, within reason, celebrate these other feelings or attitudes that we may have, rather than trying to hide them or negate them. Maybe this is just saying, let some of this be your inspiration in a way too. I mean, within reason, we don't want you, to feel inspired to do something really horrible, but I'm not saying that really, whether, I know she's going to like, what the heck is he doing? But
less is more sometimes.
Celebrate, where you receive inspiration from, even if it does seem to be not in the way that most others might receive it. So finally, I didn't talk about judgment reversed, and I think judgment reversed could be saying it's a wake-up call in a way. It could be saying that, sometimes things don't inspire us, but it doesn't mean that we can't still learn from something from that. That even things that don't really make us feel like we're perfect are still learning or teaching opportunities.
And finally, Scorpio, with the coffin and the crossroads, I almost think you're reaching the end of feeling stuck in the middle of nowhere. It's almost as if that's what the coffin is saying here. The end is coming to the sense of, I'm just floundering. I'm just wondering. I don't know where I should be, what I should do. I don't know where to turn. You're going to find your way. I really feel with the crossroads here, that's what it's saying. There's an end to a feeling of what am I trying to say? Can you guess?
And then to searching, and then to feeling like there's confusion about your path or something.
You will determine, what is right for you and move towards that. So best we can do for you as non-therapists and just people who want to support you, Scorpio, that's what the cards have for you. I think that, you can do this. And I wish you a lot of success.
All right.
Good luck.
Good luck. Have a silly kitty for a moment. Hello, silly kitty.
You're very welcome.
You're welcome.
And now we're on May. Hi, May.
Hi, May.
Shadow is still playing, but she's got this, catnip tea bag here. It's not really, how should I say this? It's not really fresh. So I don't know what kind of a rush she's getting from it, but she seems to be very animated. And
May has asked, who's coming towards me for a relationship and love?
I like the way her fur looks almost like a blue in that camera.
It shines really nicely. So that's going to be your deck.
I've got it.
Aw. Hello, baby. Hello, baby.
All right, we've got it, May.
Who's my girl? Who's my girl? Yeah.
I want to just throw 3 cards on this. I know she's asking who. I think I might be able to come up with something. It's the 2 of Pentacles reversed. Oh boy. It's the 5 of Wands upright. And here's the Judgment card reversed. And you know what? I am going to do one other thing. You go ahead.
Why are you doing such a thing?
So I wanted to see who's responsible for this, if anything. Okay. I'm going to keep this on the side for now. Ah, you're so sweet. You know. Everybody loves you, Shadow.
Well, the child has shown up again. Whoops.
Oh. That's interesting.
And the lady.
This is kind of weird stuff here. So, who is coming towards you in a relationship and love? Well, I'm going to keep this on the side and just say I think it's somebody who may cause a little bit of chaos in your life. There's somebody who may be rushing in that disrupts your life, your world in some way. Not necessarily in a good way, I want to say. They seem to be a little bit kind of like trying to get everything their way. This is somebody who's very set in their ways on how they want the relationship to go. And so I feel here that they're kind of argumentative a little bit, and maybe they're lacking a little bit of, I don't know, maybe they're actually a little bit hypercritical. And the reason I'm saying that will be clear in a minute. I'm sorry. We're going to use this card as the person, I think.
I'm getting a lot of what Banshee says here. I get the feeling like maybe they are somewhat a critical kind of personality, and they sort of want to feel like when they think of something no one else has ever thought about, so they're sort of conceited in a way, maybe. I get a feeling like there's somebody that's conceited, and I get a feeling like there's somebody that is competitive, but they're not necessarily aggressively competitive. It's just that they do like to play some sport, or do things in a sporting sense. And I get the feeling like maybe in some ways they're not totally mature yet. They're, still have a bit of their youthful attitudes about them. Their attitudes are not necessarily very mature.
Right. And so did you go through all three?
Yes, I did.
Well, I think this person could be a water sign. It's somebody who should be acting more mature emotionally than they are, and I think there is something about them that you initially are finding attractive, but I think what's happening here is as they enter your life, they're causing a bit of chaos because they seem to be a little bit they want things their way, and when they don't get their way, they get very emotionally insecure or pouty about it. And it's as if, they either close down, they become a little bit cold and distant, or they just, they become almost like throw a tantrum about it.
It's not clear to me that this is necessarily a big relationship, but I'm not saying that it isn't.
Yeah,
it just may be a relationship that sort of has those kind of dynamics about it.
Well, this is what's coming towards you in love, and it's obviously, to me, I really don't think it's going to last. I'm not sure this has staying power here, because, I think there you are, and maybe what you're trying to do is to handle this very carefully and delicately and thinking, well, in time, maybe this person will come around. But I don't know. I'm beginning to think that at some point here, you may decide this relationship might be more trouble than it's worth, and you'll kind of want to move away from a situation that, because, hey, you want something that's more equal. You don't want somebody who's always going to say it's got to be my way or the highway, or I'm always right and you're not. You want somebody who, you can stand on more equal ground with. And I'm really thinking, even though this person may have some endearing qualities about them, they just can't seem to, change their minds.
Right. It's a relationship that doesn't seem to have an ability to evolve, maybe, or not really in the time period that maybe you might be allowed to be there or want to be there.
So, hey, I hope I'm wrong.
You can let us know.
But, you'll have to let us know. But I do think maybe something's coming your way, but I think you're going to probably not, it's not going to be long lasting.
Right, it won't be the great one you want.
So, good luck with that.
Good luck. And now we have Shreya, who has asked, why do I feel so stuck energy? Any advice for the rest of the year?
Okay.
Good question. Excuse me. Excuse me again. I'm going to use the Tarot of the Ancestral Path for Shreya's question. I really wish she wouldn't clean herself so much. I'm always worried about her swallowing too much of her
Oh,
hair
yeah.
and having hairball problems. But there's mostly nothing I can do about it.
Yeah,
We give her a
she's
gel.
impossible to take somewhere to get her hair clipped and her nails clipped. She will have none of that. And she will fight you literally tooth and nail.
She has bitten me helping a hair person try to restrain her to clip her nails. Or
She's
whatever.
a feisty one, Violet. She's a bit hard to handle at times, even though she looks like a sweetie. And for the most part, she is with us.
Why do I feel the stuck energy? What advice? Okay, so interesting. It's the Three of Sacred Circles, which is the Three of Pentacles. And then there's the Four of Cups. And the Seven of Cups. And that's interesting because those latter two cards sort of sense a pause or an inability or a non-desire to make a decision or to move down a path. Now, is that totally your reasoning? Because I'm looking at the Three of Sacred Circles, the first card, and to me, sometimes that's a card about things working out, about things that have flow and energy, precision, acclaim, whatever you want to call that. But they tend to be in tandem with other people. So they may be like team projects, or they may be things where other resources or aspects are somehow involved. So maybe this is saying that you feel you want to move in a direction of something that's inspiring or growthful, but you sort of feel like you want to take your time doing that, or that you still haven't really arrived at exactly where you feel you should go. So some of this is about indecision in terms of where to move more energy. You're not decided, perhaps.
Why do you feel so stuck? Especially when, come on, lay down. Come on. Especially, shadow. Especially when, you have the Three of Pentacles here. It's almost as if maybe, you need to get involved with others in some way to unstick yourself. Maybe getting advice from others, maybe doing things with others right now to unstick you, to just get energy flowing and moving again. This often talks about teamwork, this card. So I don't know. What would this mean in the case of somebody who's feeling stuck? That, you have to make sure, your body, mind, and spirit are all in harmony here, working together. I think it's something outside of yourself here that's necessary. Whether you need family, friends, and everybody to, work together. Maybe there's a lot of demands on you right now that are making you feel stuck, like you can't move because you've got too many other things going on. And, maybe it's time to get other people to either help or to back off a little bit, possibly too. The Four of Cups and the Seven is almost like he said here. This is a time where, it's almost as if you've made a decision in if not a conscious one, an unconscious decision to not make your mind up about where you want to move next, or what you should do, or what the answers to your problems are, or why, how to get unstuck. It's almost as if you're being, that there are options available to you, but you're not moving on any of them. Whether you think they're not viable, or they're not realistic, or you're just not motivated enough, that could very well be the problem. And the Seven of Cups is here saying too, are you feeling stuck because some of the things that you're trying to accomplish just are way out of your league right now. They're not reasonable. They're kind of pie in the sky. You know, bring your goals down to earth a little bit more, and try to unstick yourself that way. You know, if you're trying to reach for something that is really not for you right now, either you need more training, or either, you know, you just don't have, I don't know, you're trying to attract somebody out of your class or social strata, whatever the case may be here. If it's a relationship, you need to dial it down a little bit, your expectations of what is reasonable for you to achieve right now.
If it's not about your expectations, it just could be that maybe you just really don't feel you are attracted to some of these other ways of feeling more energized. And of course, that's on you to figure out what that is, or to maybe compromise yourself and say, sometimes we have to do the things that we don't really like or feel just because we know they're going to be better for us. So there's a man, or the card is about a possible man, and a stork. And the stork is about new things, new projects.
So oftentimes I can look at the card that comes up here as you know, whether you're a man or a woman. This card could just be reflecting on you, or it could be someone else. And what I would say here is that there are opportunities for growth. You have to just decide you're ready to open that door for a new beginning. And you have to make reasonable decisions about it. You know, what are your expectations? Can you do it? You know, maybe you just need to believe in yourself more. The other thing is, this opportunity could be coming from someone else. You know, that's a possibility here too, that somebody could be offering you a chance to move up, or a chance at a relationship, or whatever the case may be. Are you ready? You know, are you ready to receive that?
And I'm not really sure if this is a choice that's different from other ones you may have been thinking about or coming to you.
Yeah, it could.
So you'll
be
have
either.
to really be clever about understanding this is an opportunity. It may be hidden within other possible opportunities.
I feel like it almost aligns up with the 4 here more than anything, because that cup being offered, there's a new beginning here for you somewhere. But are you willing to accept it, or do you need to keep sitting back and either thinking about it more, or not motivated enough to pursue it? That's the key here. So, you know, it's interesting we have a man here and we have this 3 of coins here too. Because again, it could mean that others are involved in either what's causing you to be stuck, or could help you out of getting stuck.
All right.
That's what we have for you. I hope some of that made sense. Good
All
luck.
right, Shreya. Thanks for coming today. And there we're on Rajni. How will my next meeting be with Raj Vardhan?
Okay. And I've got my Shadowlands Tarot this time. So we'll put this aside. That's mine anyway.
And just a reminder to see us again on Thursday. We're back on Thursdays from 7 to 9 to do more of what we're doing here. So check it out.
And don't forget, tonight we're doing another show where we will be only live in the chat. We aren't taking questions. It's a video. It's your weird... No, not your weird week.
The unhappy hour.
It's the sad, unhappy hour.
Right.
Where we tell you where it hurts, the elemental signs of the zodiac, and we walk you through a way that you can make things better.
Looks like we'll be on at about 6 o'clock.
Did it finally load?
It's still working, but it should be done by then,
okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. You got those Lenormand?
I will. What you got?
Well, the moon is reversed. The hermit is reversed. Yeah. And the Seven of Wands is reversed.
In Lenormand, we have the dog and the bear.
Well, this is really an odd reading.
Yes, I think it could be.
So I think you're going to find out something, in your next meeting with Raj. The moon is reversed here, which indicates that there's going to be some new information or that comes to light. He's going to tell you something that you need to know.
It could be about success in certain matters.
It could be about romance.
Possibly about romance. I almost feel like it's a confirmation in a way, like maybe you might have suspected this or might have secretly suspected it. Is it about somebody who's changed their mind about how they feel about certain situations, specifically whether they feel they are very involved in the relationship or that maybe some of the relationships bindings or connectivity are starting to dissemble. That's the Hermit reversed.
That's giving me a little problem here. What I was going to say is that...
Say what you want to say.
I am. I was going to say that the Hermit reversed here kind of makes me feel like they may be a little distracted. I almost feel they have other concerns going on in their life right now that may be distracting them. They're moving towards something else out in the world right now, and I don't know what it is, whether it has to do with business or school or whatever the case may be here, but there is something that may be distracting them a little bit. You will notice at this meeting that their mind is on other things.
Okay. That's okay. I mean, maybe what they're finding out is that they can't be exactly what they thought they could be, that they have to give up a role they thought they would be, a person that they're not really able to be for certain reasons. And then there's the Seven of Wands, which is maybe another role that they're not able to perform or play. But it sort of is a sense of, maybe in terms of meeting with Raj, that you don't have the footing you need to have, that you don't feel like you're standing on a firm ground or an equal ground in some respects, that maybe you feel like you're not really at equal causes or equal concerns.
It's kind of an odd reading. Let me just say about the Seven of Wands, I feel here that, I don't know if it's what you find out, or maybe these distractions, that put you at a little bit of a disadvantage here at this meeting. It's as if you feel you're not totally on solid ground with Raj. It's not like you break up or anything like that. I don't necessarily see anything like that. But what I do feel here is you don't feel like you're in a secure spot. Like some things are still left hanging or up in the air, if this makes sense to you in some way. And so, that's kind of disappointing. But I will say this, when I look at the bear and the dog, it's like this Raj can prove to be a very strong, powerful influence on your life, definitely has your back, and I say there's a lot of, friendship and loyalty here, which is what's important in a relationship. If this is really a relationship, I know we didn't totally cut to the chase on that, but, this is somebody who can remain loyal and cares about you, in a very protective way. So I think, like I said, there's some
This happens
things
because maybe you are projecting the idea that you need to be protected, or that you are projecting the idea, or that he picks up the idea that you are, in a vulnerable state somehow.
I don't think I could put those two cards together that way, but that's an interesting thought. That's not a bad thought. I do feel here that, this is a powerful relationship, and it could go places, but I think that, there's some distractions in Raj's life right now, and some things that you're going to find out that you may feel, I don't know, I don't exactly know that I stand on solid ground. But I think this is a reassuring element here that, Raj does care about you in a number of ways. So that's what we have for you. I hope that helps.
All right.
Violet, what do you got? Part 1, part 2. Ah. All right, let's see. I think it's your deck, Mr. O.
Alrighty, and it's almost finished loading, so we're doing good here.
Good.
Yes, I just have to put in the timestamp numbers.
Why, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, let's see what we get on this.
I'm going to use my Olympus Tarot. Cards. The Two of Cups. Upright.
Aww.
Death upright.
Nice.
Yes. And the Four of Pentacles upright. So these, I think, are mostly good. Clouds. And Fox. Oh, so cleverness sees through confusing things. Right?
Maybe.
Okay. So the Two of Cups must indicate perhaps that, an amount of trust needs to be put into the situation, that you feel, that these folks will be advocates for your husband's health. And that maybe the Death card reveals, that the change, the unexpected change maybe is that, of course, this isn't necessarily a perilous situation. It may be something that is not so perilous, or that in the understanding of what the situation actually is, there is some sort of great sense of a change that has to happen. Lifestyle change, perhaps, things like that, that maybe there has to be certain medications or certain changes in the lifestyle, but that these would be possible. And then finally, with that Four of Pentacles, this is saying, hold on to these things, or that these are things that you will need to hold on to, that maybe what is coming will be protocols or situations that will really be important to you, to the point that you need to make sure you don't lose sight of them or you don't lose control over them. So it could be whatever the VA itself does in terms of orienting your husband into their schedule. This is something really structuring and important. And fours are about structures in certain ways and things being built.
Well, I know how tricky it can be working with the VA, with VAs. We actually know somebody who works in VA hospital, right?
Yeah.
So,
Well, they're retired now. You talking about Cindy?
yeah. And, I think, though, that this is a positive sign. The Two of Cups here kind of indicates to me that a partnership can be created here, between a healthcare provider and your husband. I think he will be, if he won't be seen, the paperwork will be done and a relationship will be forged. I feel here, though, that he probably will be seen by someone. And,
Death, upright?
And what I think here is that, there's a couple of different ways I could look at this. Death could indicate a radical change, but what is the change? Is the change in maybe what people were expecting the diagnosis to be? Is the radical change just that, I think your husband is going to be told that he's going to have to do some things differently. Maybe he's going to add some things, just make some changes, like maybe depending on where the pain is at. For example, if it was like muscular, that physical therapy is in order. Maybe, there's going to have to be some other changes considered. There may have to be some kind of health diet or medicinal regimen that's going to have to take place. And that could cause other changes, like, for example, some medications react to other things badly, like maybe he'll have to change diet or, some things that he does in relation to the meds or the regimen that he's given here. And ultimately, I feel I had an idea with the 4 and I think I've lost it. I want to think about this. I think what the 4 of Pentacles is saying is that there's going to be a lot of value to come out of this relationship and this visit here. That's maybe part of where I was going to go. I know I remember thinking about that this is about what's happening tomorrow, that there is definitely value to be gained from this, and that he can take it to heart, that they are going to figure out what is wrong here and get him on, a path that he needs to be on, that he now needs to follow, and make a part of his life, an important part of his life. All right. And the fox in the clouds here, well, to me, the fox could be about a doctor in a way, somebody who has a lot of knowledge. Maybe they're going to help see through the uncertainty, and clear this up. Oftentimes, I think when the clouds are on this side of the card, the light side is facing the card. It's when it's on the other side, it's the dark side. So I almost think they're going to be able to pierce the veil to what's going on here, and you should be able to get some answers. Now, what this could mean to me is a relationship might be forged, but it's possible here, when I'm looking at these cards, Violet, that he might be referred to another specialist. It's possible.
Come on,
so,
come on.
Kind of looking at that. But I think that this all looks pretty good. I don't see anything earth-shaking here. Some might say, oh no, the death card in a reading about health. But, we got to look at the context and the cards around it, and they're really not bad. So I don't see anything earth-shaking here. So I'm wishing you luck with that. And reminding everybody, we're not healthcare providers. Now, let him be. Let her be. You know better. Don't. Hey, focus here.
So that's it then.
That's what we have for everybody before the cats start roaring with each other.
And we will be back in about 90 minutes.
Just in the chat, talking to people.
Just in the chat for the unhappy hour. You're so welcome.
Hour.
You're so welcome. Try not to worry.
Yeah. Hang in there.
The VA is good. Some areas do differ than others, but they saved my brother's life.
That's right, they did. For a number of years. He had a very bad condition, so.
Yeah.
All right, so Thanks, everybody, for a great show and some interesting readings today. We hope we've helped you. We hope we've given you things to think about, if nothing else, as always. So take care. We hope to see you all real soon. Bye-bye for now.
Bye.